Hello, everyone. This is journal entry number 6. Today is October the 19th, 2020. And I was thinking about what I could talk about for the journal vlog today. And everyone who knows me, it's sort of like an ongoing joke. There are Davisms, which are little colloquial expressions that I use that are unique to me. Sort of like the fact that I also use these Bic pens, the blue and the black, normally the black, but I like the Bic pen because they have edges and they don't roll. And this can be used as a letter opener, and they're inexpensive. They're still about 19 cents. And normally I use black ink at work because most of the jobs I've had are like require black ink as though the military, because black looks more professional. And so black ink doesn't necessarily flow as um, easily as blue ink. But when I'm not at work, I use the blue ink, and when I'm at work, I use black ink. But I prefer the Bic because it also shows you how much ink you have. And it's a pretty good pen. It's inexpensive. And so anyway, that's one thing I always use. These are the pens that I prefer, the classic Bic. And the other thing that I prefer, this is a 4x6, but I actually like 3x5 note cards. And I like them because I don't like to tear pieces of paper, and I don't like uneven little pieces of paper that are scrap paper. I always prefer the note card because, like when I used to knock on people's doors, it was much easier just to leave a little note card in the door. You fold it up. You, you didn't. We didn't. If I go across town, I want somebody to know I was there, so I'd leave my note card. And these are the 3x5s, 4x6. Anyway, so I would. Anybody who knows me knows that if you see a Bic pen, black or blue, or you see a note card, that, oh, Dave is here. So this has become some of my trademarks. But the truth is it's pretty good. I don't use it as a sticky note. If I need it as a sticky note at home or at work, I put Scotch tape and turn it into a sticky note. But what I like about this is you can write what you have to say to the person. Fold it up and stick it in their door somewhere they can get it. It's not in their mailbox because we know what the laws and the rules are about people's mailboxes, and people are funny about mailboxes. So I've always found that if I would trek across town a number of miles and somebody wasn't home, I would leave them a note with my name and number or what I had to say, and I found it to be very effective. It's also good to carry these note cards around because everybody says, "Give me a note card, give me a sticky note." Anyway, so it's just something that I acquired, but I really started this in high school a long time ago, before the computer, and I would be in my civics class in high school, and what I would do is I would go to the library in Masontown, Pennsylvania, and I would get the Newsweek and the Time magazines, and I did a term paper on Henry Kissinger when I was in high school, and I also drew a caricature of him. I made an A+ on it. The high school that I went to in Pennsylvania at Albert Gallatin, the term paper for our class was the same standard of a master's thesis. We had to turn in our rough draft, we had to turn in our note cards, we had to use the Latin terms ibid and opsit, and we had to do a complete bibliography that was in standard form and proper. So when I was in my high school 11th grade civics class in Pennsylvania, I made a 100 on my term paper about Henry Kissinger because I chronicled each of his trips as he was the Secretary of State, and he was of Jewish descent from Germany, and so he could never become president. As a matter of fact, in 2020, Henry Kissinger is still alive, and he's in his 90s. But anyway, I learned how to do a very, very good term paper on Henry Kissinger. And that's when I really acquired the habit of the note cards, because we had to turn our note cards in with the report. And we had to use Ibn Opsit if we had cited the same source more than once in the term paper. And the footnotes needed to be in the bibliography, and they also had to be at the bottom of the page. And so it was a very good class, a good high standard of learning. And so when I was teaching in the public schools, I would explain to the children in literature classes about the proper standard form of doing the term paper the right way. Because with the onset of the internet, some of the students would like to just copy and paste, and some of them would want to make posters. Now, posters are fine, but not copy and paste straight from the internet, which is plagiarism. And then put a few photographs on your poster board. It's like, no, it's like read the articles, do your research, formulate in your own words the thesis, and then write in your own words a proper term paper on the subject. There are different styles of term papers. There's different vehicles for writing. There's a description essay. There's a comparison contrast essay. There's the pro-con essay. And so you need to use the proper form, and you need to know what style of essay you're going to be writing. I started off this particular vlog today where I was going to tell you several things. Some of the things were some of the Dave-isms, but one of the Dave-isms that I say a lot is, here's what it boils down to. And then I tell everybody what it boils down to, because I'm trying to make a point. Another one that I use a lot is, what's the next item on the agenda? And then, I was also thinking about, for 9 years and 7 months, when I worked in Streetsboro with Josh, he and I did not miss one day's work. We went to work 16 miles one way each day, through rain and shine, and snow and floods. And if anyone's familiar with 303, when you leave Hudson and you go towards Streetsboro, you know that it dips down by the railroad tracks. And many times 303 floods. So the 16-mile one-way trip from North Akron to Streetsboro ended up being a 22 miles. So we had to go an extra 6 miles. So if you happen to be going east on Route 303, leaving Hudson, Ohio, which is a very beautiful historical town, the historical section of Hudson with the homes and the churches, beautiful historical section. Well, when you drive up to the flood, you have to turn right on Stone Road, and that takes you down the long road until you get to Ravenna Street. And you know it's Ravenna Street because there's a two-way sign with an arrow pointing both ways, and there's a little farmhouse behind that where the people have horses, and they have it floods all the time there because it's a low section. Somebody went and painted with black spray paint on the sign, which is arrow pointing in two directions. They turned it into the Batman sign, so when you're given directions, you say, you go on Stone Road till you get to Ravenna Street. You turn left at the Batman sign. And when they put a new arrow in there, then some teenagers or somebody, whoever, I don't know, they decided to turn it into a Batman sign again, so you can't win for losing. So no matter what, that always becomes a Batman sign. You turn left at the Batman sign, you come to the first four-way stop, which is Seasons Road, you turn left. You take Seasons Road up and down what I call 9 dips. And then you get to the intersection of Route 14 and 43 where you turn left. And then you can go and bypass the flood in Streetsboro. Anyway, whomever works there is familiar with that section and the fact that the road floods. 303 is right where Streetsboro is a swamp, and the road keeps sinking. And over the years, they put in a number of structural repairs on 303, but it still sinks ever so slowly. And it actually floods in two places, 303. And that whole area there is really um, a swampy area. Anyway, this is my sixth vlog, and I'll let it rest there because I know I'm very long-winded. I wish each of you well.